Most companies suck at marketing. And I think it's because most companies have the wrong impression of marketing. Now, I've been the owner of a web development and marketing agency for over a decade now. And there's a big difference between the companies that succeed and the companies that eventually go out of business. And it boils down to some very simple things. First of all, understanding what marketing is in the first place. And then also understanding the difference between marketing and advertising. Marketing is the process of you actually identifying your target audience. How do you do that? By doing research, researching the market. That's why it's called marketing. Advertisement is the effort you make to connect and to become aware in the eyes of the individuals that you've discovered that are now your target audience. And in the process of marketing and advertising, you have this other thing called branding. And most companies definitely don't understand branding, which is why most companies suck at marketing and advertising. Here's the difference. Everybody say they want to build a brand, but when it comes to actually doing what it takes to build a brand, those companies come up short. And because they have the wrong idea about marketing in the first place. And they have a wrong idea about advertising in the first place. And they dang sure have the wrong idea about branding. You see, branding is like a company's unique fingerprint. It's not just a logo. It's not just a company color. It's also your message and the tone behind your message. It's what you stand for and stand against. About knowing who you are, and most importantly, understanding who you're talking to. And where the advertisement piece comes into place is that you can't just talk to your audience one time or for a week or for 1 month. You have to consistently talk to your audience over and over again, which means you need to always advertise. And you need to be always marketing because the market changes and we live in a world of abundance and people will forget about you if they forget that you exist. And if they don't know you exist, you're in a very vulnerable place. And time again, I see companies that don't understand the difference between marketing, advertising, and branding. The truth of the matter is, it takes time to build a brand. It takes repetition to build a brand. It takes consistency to build a brand. This is why the biggest companies in the world still market and they still advertise. Companies like Coca-Cola, companies like Ford, hell, even companies like Google are known by billions of people, but they still spend money on marketing. They still spend money on advertising. But then you have a small mom and pop business that wants to run an ad for 1 day, wants to run an ad for 1 month, post on social media for 30 days. And when nothing happens, they stop advertising. Shame on you. Marketing and advertising isn't something that you do when you are desperate for customers. Marketing and advertisement is the lifeblood of your company. A portion of your income should be allocated to your marketing. And if you're not dedicated to marketing, you're not dedicated to business because digital marketing is the new word of mouth. And if you want people talking about you, they need to know you exist. We see this all the time with landscaping companies. During the spring, during the summer, most landscape companies do very little marketing. Why? Because it's their season. And during their season, they're not desperate for customers. But just like clockwork, every winter, the landscaping companies panic. Why? Because it's not their season. And what do? They scramble. Oh my God, I need some marketing services. Oh my God, we need advertising. Because they're desperate for customers. And so they try to build a website. They try to run some ads, and the vast majority of them hear crickets. Why? Because marketing and advertising isn't something that you do when you need customers. Marketing and advertising is something that you do because it is part of your business strategy. And you have to always be marketing and advertising because branding is literally causing people to remember your company when they decide that they want your products or your services. And advertising is a great way to educate your ideal clientele on why they need your services even during the winter, because any company has a winter season. Which is what I'm doing right now, educating you on why you need marketing and advertising, not for 1 month, not for 1 year, but if you really want to grow, marketing and advertising has to become way of life.